Those are the agreements. Those are the agreements. I drive, and he's a passenger. Just like this was supposed to be, Aaron. Just like you were supposed to tell him this was supposed to be. Just like that should have been. And just like I openly expressed a couple of times. So, no, because I'm not going to have him go on another fucking tirade again.
I don't think there has been a more requested video on this channel than this one that I'm making right now. Seriously, since Primink did his video about this situation and elaborated about how Lillee Jean and her mother are trying to get a guy who they think works for the government to dox me, a lot of you guys have asked me for an update and to let you guys know the tea. And today, I bring you that tea. Get your teacups ready. I'm sorry, I'll stop doing that. Let's just get into this video. Hey guys, it's Shannon, and today I'm finally going to be talking about what happened.
What were the skies like when you were young?
Anyway, was I was driving.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I told Aaron to tell you. While he was on the phone.
I don't care, dude.
Well, I do.
Stop doing this shit. Like, stop talking to me then. Like, I'm not listening.
Faking her shit to the point where everyone and their mother and even their grandmother could tell it was fake, but no one, not a single member of the YouTube tea community was diving in to this buttload of information with their.
All right, while I try to get this stream going here, I haven't streamed on Unirock 2 in a while. Maybe that was why, but I had to reset a couple things or I would have been on earlier. Welcome, guys. Good to see you. I missed you. I haven't seen you in a minute over here. Live, at least. I've been uploading. We've had some really big things happen. Creepshow uploaded a video that I've been waiting on for a while. I remember I tweeted it out and I put it on my community tab, I think, when she announced it. And it does all the things that anyone would want it to do based on the topic. Lillee Jean, people trying to dox Creepshow, people trying to do it while live. You remember the Primink video that I discussed and reacted to some of it and informed you about. I know some of you haven't seen this video. Some of you probably don't know about it because I haven't been live over here to tell you. So Lillee Jean tried to dox me. So we're going to react to portions of this video, very small portions. And we're going to talk about not a lot of it because I did it last night on the Rock-A-Lot channel. And, oh my gosh, I meant to go live there for like 2 seconds. And I'm going to do it right now. I think I can do it right now. I think if I'm really slick, I can actually go live over. Hey, what? Nate Brody, hit the like button. That's an order. It's good to see you, dude. Come talk to me here in a couple days. I'm going to be really busy tomorrow, but come talk to me when you get time. Good to see you, man. Everybody make sure you check out Nate Brody's channel, too. Hold on. I'm going to send a signal to the Rock-A-Lot really quick just to let people know that we're over here. Because on the Rock-A-Lot, we've been having streams with 400, 500, 600 people watching every night while we just hang out and play video games and stuff. And I want people from Rock-A-Lot to come over here. So I can do this so easy. Watch how easy this is. It's a miracle of streaming. While live, I can do this. Watch. Watch this. Here we go. It should happen that quick. Here in about 3 seconds, I'll be able to tell everybody on the Rock-A-Lot channel to come hang out. If it'll work. There it goes. Hey, what's up, guys, over on the Rock-A-Lot channel? We are streaming right now. Leroy, what's up, dude? Oh, right back at you, my dude. I love you, man. Thank you. We are streaming right now on Unirock 2. And I just wanted to let you guys over on the Rock-A-Lot channel know really quick. We're on D-Live. We're on Mixer. We are on all off networks. Also on Unirock 2 for just a little bit. So if you will for me, jump over here to Unirock 2. Hang out with us. We're all going to be coming over to the Rock-A-Lot for the after show in just a little bit. So hopefully we'll see you over here. But if we don't see you on Unirock 2, I'll see you when I get to the Rock-A-Lot after this is over for the after show. Cutting the stream on the Rock-A-Lot. Then we'll be back there in just a few minutes. Everybody's starting to watch the Rock-A-Lot stream now. No, come to Unirock 2. I've already shut it down. Okay, so it was that easy. That easy. Streaming is so good now. It is so good how this works. Like, while I'm live, I can actually send a quick signal to another channel, you know? What was the name of the after show? Oh, yeah. Airsoft Fatty's manager claimed the money from my video he struck. And I'm going to give you a little tiny brief introduction to the first topic on the after show right now. But you're going to have to come to the after show to get the real info, the real tea from it. So here's what's up. You guys know. Can I get a different song, Ding Dong Face? You think you'd like to say hi to everybody over here? You haven't seen them in a while. Do you mind? What does that mean? They have to say hi to you first. If you guys will say hi to Bizzy in the chat, he will say hi to you later, I guess. He's really crabby. He's been really crabby ever since the motorboat accident. That's a different story. Anyway, Airsoft Fatty's manager struck my video. I was one of the first people to talk about him taking over Airsoft Fatty's channel, him making bad decisions, him ruining Fatty's channel, basically, and treating the guy like crap on live streams. Along with Memology and the Quartering and a few other people. We were the first people to talk about it. He decided to strike my channel, I think, Unirock 2's video. Well, for some reasons, if you want to know the reason why, I really think watch the video, but also because I'm a smaller channel and he thought he could get away with it. But then the Ding Dong Face decides, after YouTube takes my strike away and says, oh, no, Airsoft Fatty's Ding Dong manager, you can't be copy striking people like this. It was fair use, and you shouldn't do it anyway. He goes in and files a damn money claim to take all the ad revenue from my video. Josh, you systematically killed that video when you copy struck it. It went down. It was doing it, so that video, when it first started out in the algorithm, might have got 1,000 views. The Airsoft Fatty video, or like 500 or something, right? Because it went down pretty quick. Then he struck it. Why did he strike it? Oh, I know. Because it took off in the algorithm and started getting a bunch of views. It started to go up, and then it got struck. So if you wanted it to make some money so that you could claim the money from it, you shouldn't have struck it, ding dong. Because after striking it, you systematically kill its chances of getting views. You don't know anything about this platform, do you, Josh, my dude? I've got more information on the Airsoft Fatty story, and actually, I'm working on a video on the Airsoft Fatty story to put on Unirock 2, because that guy needs help from people. He needs some confidence. I'm not going to go into it. We'll talk about that in a little bit on the after show on the YouTube channel Rock-A-Lot, because tonight we're dealing with some serious subjects. I don't want to talk about these subjects, mostly because it's going to give certain people attention that don't deserve the attention. But then again, people do need to know what is happening. People who don't know about this upload, this video, need to know about this upload in this video. And I want to get a live stream up on this channel. I have not been live streaming over here, and I want to get back into the groove a tiny bit. I'm still going to be uploading more than anything here on Unirock 2, but still, because live streams are doing so good on Rock-A-Lot, not a big deal, but I'm still going to be doing the shows here, just so you know. Rock-A-Lot's just for chilling. Now, just so I don't get any flack for that. Also, I've opened the Discord server back up. Some people have joined. We'll have more people join in a day or two. So if you want in and you're a member, keep an eye on the community tab. You'll have plenty of opportunities. If you miss an opportunity, don't worry. we have to bring people in kind of slow so that the mods can check with them, make sure that it's that account, the YouTube account that they are. That's the only thing we'll do. We'll probably have you go to the live chat and say, hey, it's me, so we know it's you, and then you're good to go. Anyway, because we want to get the members in, then we're going to open it up to the general community again. So, why? Because the trolls that were coming in and messing with our server have been defeated so hard that they will not mess with us now, so we're opening the server back up. But surprisingly enough, that's what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to dig up a little bit of that spilled tea from back in December with all the garbage, all the craziness that happened there, and the subsequent doxings and threats and issues that were happening. Leroy, hello, Bizzy. Can you let me finish a damn sentence, my dude? Sorry, Leroy. I was talking to you when Bizzy interrupted. I'll talk to you on the after show. Though, what we're going to talk about now is completely related to everything that happened in December and January. It's related to Steve McRae doxing people, related to his Steve McRae Jr. doxing people and all that. And some of you are going to say, but Uni, why are you bringing him up again on your show? Well, I'm bringing him up because Primink's video that talked about McRae Jr. doxing Creepshow Art has almost 3 million views, and it's only been up for like 3 or 4 weeks. Creepshow's video has just been up for 24 hours, and it has 115,000 views, which is incredible. So, I want to react to some of Creepshow's video. Key parts in the video that I think are very impactful to the story. In fact, the whole video is great. I have done nothing but sing the praises of this video since it was released. Because when you get a bigger YouTuber who actually weighs in on some of this stuff, it exposes it to so many people in such a quick swoop. And the next time that, whoa, Christina, you are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you. Very kind of you. Thanks for the dono. The super chat, sticker chat, the super sticker chat. Thank you. Anyway, though, that does help. You guys, you're really helping me. I haven't been streaming here. I don't have any revenue over here now. It's okay, though. Anyway, so back to what we were talking about. It exposes to all these people in one big swoop the things these guys, the extremes that these guys are willing to go to. If these videos didn't get done, Primink's video, Creepshow's videos, Creepshow's other videos, no, it wouldn't get exposed to that many people. I might get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 views on a video that talks about a recent drama. And that doesn't get it out to that many people, where Creepshow and Primink just got it out to millions upon millions. And I'm not exaggerating. Primink's video has 2.75 million views as of yesterday when I looked. And I will bet it's getting higher. I bet it's almost up to 3 million, which is just excellent because it gives a lot of attention to Creepshow, which Creepshow deserves. It defends her. As you know, if you watched my last video, some of you may have forgot, or if you want a little bit of a catch up, it gives a lot of attention to Creepshow, who deserves the attention, because I found out a lot of things in the last few days that I won't go into because they were really mean things that McRae and McRae Jr. and Lillee Jean and her mother were doing to Creepshow Art. And on top of that, they were calling her a lot of names. They had a picture of her and were saying that she was ugly and these things, and just talking about her appearance, which if she doesn't show herself on her channel, why would you go and dig up a picture of her and then put it on your stream or put it out in public and talk shit on her when she's not ugly at all? She's pretty. It's ridiculous. So Creepshow opened herself up to this kind of thing by doing nothing more than commentating on a really dumb situation. Bad song, my dude. Give me a different song. Doing nothing more but commentating on this situation. People, I thought that's what YouTube was. I thought it was us looking out onto the platform, finding the topics that we want to talk about and giving our opinion, and then moving on to do it again. I think that the biggest thing that's exposed here is that there are several people that will use these types of tactics in order to try and prevent that criticism. It's the core thing of all the actions that I've just described not in this video alone, but in my other videos about this topic also, everything goes toward one goal from one side, whereas the other people that are weighing in all seem to be doing one other thing. So what are these people weighing in, like me and Creepshow and all the other commentators and YouTubers that decide to weigh in on this? We give our opinion, discuss what's going on, and then move on to other topics. You can see it represented on all of our channels. Whereas if you look at the other side on this, they are doxing, harassing, calling people names, pulling up pictures of people and things like that and calling them names. And a lot of other things I could go into that I won't bring up because it just would be like, it's mean that it happened. I'm not going to talk more about it, but all of that only goes to one end. And I do think it is to say, hey, the next person who dares to commentate on this, this is what you're going to get. It creates that underground nervousness in the commentary community. Then, in this video, Creepshow brings up how she got emails and warnings and comments and people that were messaging her saying, just give these guys what they want. It's way, not only from, but other YouTube channels also. Give these guys what they want and it'll save a big mess. Now, we know who was doing this, obviously. She already knows, and she says it in this video. We'll hear it in a little bit. It was them logging into other accounts, sending anonymous emails, logging in on Twitter and sending tweets basically saying, give them what they want. You know, these nasty things are going to keep happening. It's not a story worth talking about. When in reality, it was a story worth talking about. And it may be because of the doxing, the harassing, and all the craziness that made the story get so big. That might have been a factor to why the story went viral and blew up. But we can officially say that the Lillee Jean, Steve McRae, Steve Jr. story of doxing and harassing and all of that has gone viral. Also, Lillee Jean faking her subscribers. The question has gone viral, and 99.99% of all the people out there that look at this story agree that, yes, she did these things and that these other things that we know that they've done, which are the really horrible things we've talked about, you know, are a protector. They are the defense mechanism that's there for them, hopefully, in their mind. If we do this, if we do these extreme measures that whoever weighs in, then those people in the future, more people won't weigh in, and maybe these people will back off. They didn't expect for all of us to not back off and to actually put out full documentary type, full explanation type, full response commentary type responses to it without fear of what they were doing. They didn't expect that, but they bumped into the wrong class of YouTubers. They bumped into the commentary community. We've been doing this stuff for years on the platform. It's why all of us have whatever audience we do have, regardless of who you're talking about. And why would, if we've not backed down from the other stories that we've all went on, why in the world would we back down from that one? It seems kind of crazy, but here's what happened with Creepshow Art. She got a lot of requests from people to update the Lillee Jean story. That was before Primink did his video. After Primink did his video, she got a boatload because, like I said, Primink's video has 3 million views. He has 600,000, 700,000 subs, 3 million views. It went viral, hardcore, right? And she decided to do the video. This is the video. So Lillee Jean tried to dox me. Now, the first 8 or 9 minutes is all her basically telling the entire lead up. We all know that on this channel. You could just go watch her video to get all of that. I'm going to skip through parts of this and tell you what I think. Then we're going to talk about somebody on the internet who we've talked about here before, who has scammed elderly and I don't want to be mean, but boomery people who really don't know how to use the internet and don't know a lot about it, who have been funneled from Facebook through political commentary and political conspiracy theory and things like that. We are going to talk about LaJune, who's back. Remember, 1.5 years, 2 years ago, Virgo Triad, me, several other YouTubers exposed LaJune for what she was doing, which was taking $500 from any elderly individual that would send it to her, promising them things that never got delivered. She's not only back, but she's in like phase 3 of her scam. She's been doing the scam again for enough time to have many more elderly people donate money and not get what they were promised. She's defrauding another big group of people now that she feels like enough time has went by that people have forgotten. So, of course, doing what we do, we're going to talk about that again. It's going to be a really small segue. The April LaJune story is so uninteresting. It's so boring. It's so dumb because of the person, April LaJune, behind the story. We're going to use that story to segue into a topic that I've been trying to not talk about here for a while. In fact, I even made a rule that if this whole thing died down, I wouldn't bring it back up, at least not for a while. And instead of it dying down, the individuals involved decided to run even more GoFundMe/crowdfunding campaigns. Who are those people? Shawn Hufford, Rhetoric, and Marvel Girl, Size Strikling, and a few others. It's a very hot topic in the community. No one in the community will bring this up. Nobody will. No one will bring up a fundamental question and discuss it in an open-minded way, giving their opinion on it, or even, they don't even care to open their mind to the situation. It involves the flat earth debunking community, which is a very niche community where a lot of the members of the community, ironically, in the last month and a half to 2 months, have decided to leave that community, and people are doing a bunch of other type of stuff now. Even some of the people who do nothing but commentate on flatties have started to expand their horizons, which I'm happy about. So it's hard to describe it as flat earth debunking community, but the people that we're going to discuss, of course, are the ones that are going to stay hammered into their niche. And I'm going to tell you why tonight. We've talked about it on the other channel. I've briefly mentioned it here on Unirock 2. We're going to take a little more of a deeper dive into whether or not Rhetoric, Shawn Hufford, Size Strikling, AT2 Pro Doxings, and several other people are scammers that run constant GoFundMe campaigns, constant crowdsourced campaigns, delete those videos off their channel after they do them, just to run another one a few days later. Oh, did I forget a Marvel Girl? I think I forgot her too. She's got another fundraiser going right now. All the problems with these GoFundMe campaigns, all the issues, all the commentary that you can get, I'll talk about for a little bit right here on Unirock 2 in this video. Then we will move over to the Rock a Lot channel for the after show. So I hope to see you come with me, and we're going to try to maintain this format for the next few weeks at least. We're going to try to upload some videos, 1 or 2 during the day, do a quick like hour-long, 2-hour-long something on Unirock 2 that transitions to the Rock a Lot channel for the after show. Now that we've got a lot of our video editing stuff down. Even though we're having some issues, because I got restricted because of the that's going around. I mentioned it way too much in my last video, and I got restricted on that video for it. It's just a horrible, horrible story. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that here. We're going to talk about this first, then get done with presenting the case to you. We've got a case to build, a case that I just got done talking to a few people. I've talked to a few people earlier today, and I've been talking to people for a few weeks, few months really, but a few weeks a little more, to ask why do people now feel that Rhetoric and Shawn Hufford, a Marvel Girl, and a couple other people have been abusing this community and sapping the money from it with their constant crowdsource campaigns. I'll show you all of that. Plus a bag of chips. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. I know you don't like chips. Plus a basket of bread. Okay, as long as you're happy, then everyone else is happy, right? Big guy? All that right now on Unirock Live, 3/14 of 2020. One of the first shows back here in a while. Man, it feels weird to be here. Let's go. If I can get the volume to go. There it is. Here we go.
Nobody was talking about it. And normally I wouldn't have thought anything of it, you know? I'm not a very thoughtful person. My mind is blank 90% of the time. Maybe they were
I know the feeling.
busy with other things that were happening. Maybe Jeffree Star made up fake drama on his Snapchat stories in order to boost sales of his concealers.
We're going to skip ahead a little bit. Basically, what Creepshow has said is that she went in to find a topic. It was when she had a lot less subscribers, under 100,000, and was looking for something to talk about and noticed a story that no one else talked about. Though, when she started to poke around and get information, she started to get people and other YouTubers, YouTubers, messaging her to tell her, along with all these Twitter accounts, that she shouldn't cover the story. She should let this one go. Sit this one out. It wouldn't be worth it. Okay? That's basically where it's at. Let's skip ahead a little bit. And I'm just going to commentate through it very lightly. You're going to have to go watch. So Lillee Jean tried to dox me on Creepshow Art's channel. It's worth it. It's such a good video.
Hours long. I swear to God, I might do that. These two don't sleep. They just do problematic bullshit, and that's how they get their energy. They don't need coffee. They don't need anything. They run on Duracell and being problematic. So I made my video, and immediately,
it's a really funny video.
Immediately, my world changed. No longer was I living in the world of normal people and normal society where everyone else is. I was suddenly in a new world. The world that you enter when Lillee Jean writes you down on her shit list, which is exactly the same as the normal world, but sometimes, randomly, at the will of God, her mother will randomly just threaten you on Twitter out of nowhere. You could be in the ocean, swimming away from your problems.
And she is right. You know, it's a pretty big problem. It's one of those things that I think is one of those tactics that causes some YouTube channels that may or may not be connected to certain people to reach out to random other people that are going to weigh in and warn them away.
About this situation, so I didn't need to continue to give my thoughts about the situation. Like, why would I need...
Okay, here's where she starts to talk about how she, after doing the video, was invited to speak on two channels. You know those channels. We've got Mr. Boomer and Boomer Jr. I'm not going to go into who Boomer Jr. is. You should know already. I think you do know.
Making a little funny, a little haha in a video in the comedy section of YouTube. Yeah, that was deemed hateful and disingenuous and no.
Yeah, it's a good point, but before, I'm not going to rewind. The last thing I think I need to update you on is that she was making a lot of jokes in the video that they were trying to take seriously and then wield against her as a weapon, which is something that they tried to do to me also after I criticized them. I think they don't have a sense of humor or a functional one. Their jokes aren't funny. They don't get other people's jokes, and they always try to take people's jokes and wield them as some type of, like, non-joke. Anyway, though, that's what she's talking about here, just to get you up to speed. I think I've done it now.
Not okay. I was getting asked left and right to go debate people on their channels, to go on people's live streams and podcasts to talk about my thoughts on the situation, even though, if we're being fully technical, which I've never been accused of being, I had already done that in my video, which was about the situation. So I gave my thoughts about the situation in the video about this. Too small to comprehend this like Rick and Morty, but I don't know. The most annoying of all of these people was, of course, Steve McRae, who I personally like to call Steve McBoomer.
I love it when you call him that. I think he probably busted a couple lug nuts in his head after realizing you did this video, because she goes so hard on
Boom
them.
Boom, or Boom Boom Room, or Flat Earth Boomer, because all of those names piss him off the most. Like, this man has fully rage quit many an argument online over being called these nicknames that I developed for him, and I think, personally, that's just amazing. He also likes...
That's why we like you so much, Creepshow. You've made the best nicknames for them that anyone could have ever made. They're the best.
To point out that these nicknames are the reason why he thinks I'm uneducated and an incompetent buffoon. When in reality, for me, watching a grown-ass man try to reason with my dumb jokes that aren't even funny to begin with is...
Well, they are funny. I know you don't think your own jokes are funny. Nobody thinks their own jokes are funny, but your jokes are very awesomely funny. I just need to make sure that she knows that.
Probably the reason I'm going to hell. That's the only reason why I do it, Boomer, is because you react so silly. Steve McBaldass was the most annoying and the funniest, seeing as after my video
I was going to say something, but I
dropped
won't.
on Lillee Jean, he made a 3-hour, count it, 3 entire hours. He made a 3-hour long
Oh, yeah. By the way, this video was just made yesterday, for anybody wondering.
live stream where he and another human idiot, Cheshire, talked about how I was wrong about Lillee, and how I was a bully, and how bullying is bad, and how I should be ashamed of...
It was such a bad stream. I've talked about it a couple times in the while since it happened, but I didn't get it when it happened, and I ignored a lot of it then. And then once I got the context, I went back, but it literally just agreed with her. It just said, yeah, she's probably faking her stuff after bitching for 3 hours, that she was wrong. I didn't get it. It seems so weird.
myself, and the only issue with that was all their points were not only stupid because they both admitted to not being able to tell what jokes are and thinking my jokes were serious comments, but they were also wrong. So, being the bitch that I am, I made a video talking about how silly their stream was, because
which was very awesome. I'm very impressed that you did respond so well in that video, because man, if you were just an outsider and you watched Shannon's Creepshow Art's video, their video, and then Creepshow Art's next video, there'd be no way you couldn't come out siding with Creepshow. That was my issue. I didn't know who Creepshow was when all this happened, like way back then. I was too busy doing other stuff. I shouldn't have been, but I was, and I wish I would have did some commentary. Like I'm doing now here, I wish I would have done some back then. It would have been awesome.
anyone who spends 3 hours focused on me has spent too much time focusing on me. But then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. I'm totally kidding. Nothing changed. Nothing happened. I just hit my desk. If you heard it, I'm sorry. Everything was fine. A couple months went by, and then I started hearing more and more about Lillee Jean and her antics, and I started to get more people messaging me to make a follow-up because so much more had gone on since my first video. I mean, first off, her mother had accused me and a bunch of other people of hacking their Amazon seller's account, and
I went back and looked at this claim, and yes, they did make the claim, but they gave no evidence. I don't know how anybody hacks an Amazon seller's account. I guess you just take the username and password and what? You start selling stuff and getting money for what you sell? I don't understand it. If you can still log into the Amazon seller's account, obviously it didn't get hacked, so was it a lie? Was it made up? Was it a mistake? I don't know. It's weird. But Creepshow is right. They did make that claim.
and stealing upwards of $22,000 from them. And when asked for proof of this hacking, because she said she had talked to Amazon directly
This is really crazy.
via email and had proof, she showed a stock email from Amazon that they send out confirming suspicious activity on your account.
This is the heart of like a lot of the stuff that we hear, okay? Back when there was all this rambling going on around all these weird situations like Lillee Jean and Katie and them, a lot of the claims, a lot of the weird kind of like, I promise I have proof, and then you never see the proof, but yeah, I swear I had the proof and I showed you. You didn't show me the proof? Well, I have the proof. A lot of that boiled down to this kind of thing. It's not the same thing here, but like when Lore said, I talked to Amazon, there was a hack on my account, but it all was just an email saying they had suspicious activity blown out of proportion into a hack. It's the same kind of thing with these stories. It's a tactic that was used on me today on Twitter behind a locked Twitter account. We'll talk about that later. But I do think it's the way they operate. I think it's a function of gaslighting. I think it's purposeful, for one. I think they're so used to lying to their audience and blowing what they need to blow out of proportion to create some drama that they do it instinctually. And to them, they log it in their mind then and save it kind of as if it happened. We'll go into that later, but I do think it's a function of gaslighting. If you disagree with me that it's gaslighting, because gaslighting is so similar to lying, let me know. Maybe there's a different word I can use that would describe it better, but I'll talk to you guys in Discord or something later and we'll figure it out.
It's just a stock email, my dude, that doesn't confirm jack shit. I mean, if that's all it takes to accuse people of hacking, then I guess I get hacked every day because all of my purchases are deemed suspicious. Second off, she accused me and 3 other people of starting the Reddit thread that was made on her, despite me not knowing anything about her at the time the thread was made, while also...
Yeah, and that would be easy to figure out. I mean, Reddit threads and Reddit accounts, it'd be easy to tell. Was it a brand new account that was just made? Was it not? Do you have some evidence here? Oh, you don't? You're just literally saying it? That's the issue there, I think.
Also accusing me of putting her up on Our Delusional Artist because of Lillee's artwork,
which is another Reddit thread. In case you do not know what that is, I figured it out. r/delusional artist. It's a subreddit. Okay, just giving you some context. When I first heard this, I had no clue what our delusional artist was until I looked it up.
If you see in the Primink video, is bad. Like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I just can't pretend it's not bad. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and lie. But last and not least, she said she had already, / was also going to report me. She got the dates wrong. She said she had done it, and then she hadn't done it, and then she was going to. It was weird. But she said she was going to report me to the FBI, and I was going to go to jail for my cyber crimes, which involved me memeing the shit out of her. Because that's the thing that was said and was actually happening. This woman literally said,
No maymays. You are not allowed to maymay when you're dealing with a boom boom.
In her video that she backtraced it to me. It was you done goofed all over again. So after that, and after multiple requests, I decided to make my second video, which, if I'm being honest, like my first video, is just a bit of a goof and a gaffe and a laugh, and it's not a hard-hitting expose that would have ruined Lillee's entire future.
It wasn't that kind of expose, but it was a good expose. It honestly was. It gave us all the information anyone needed to go out and make up their own mind, especially when you click into the links that were in the About section and you hear some of the other commentators that weighed in, and you really get an idea of what happened. And it's crazy, but I did another video where you go in and look at Instagram, it's fake. Reddit, not, God bless America, Instagram is fake. People buy their followers constantly. And I just don't understand why. It's like you get nothing but a little bit of a illusion that you have followers. It seems so dumb.
And career for being called out for the stuff that she literally did, that we have proof that she did. Like, she still could have come forward and said, yes, I did fake the following. I did do all of this shit. Like, lie about being hacked. Like, make fake racist Instagram accounts in order to seem like I have more friends. And I'm sorry. And literally, if she had said, I'm sorry and I'm trying to do better, people would have given her a second chance. No.
This is a really good point. I said this last night. One of the best points of the video. At any time, all people wanted was for the lies that were told to be rectified. At least don't double down on them anymore if you're not going to apologize for them or fix them. Nobody believes them anyway. I have not found a single person out there who actually agrees, other than Boomy and Jr., that Lillee Jean's following. They think it's real. They defend them, but every other person on the planet thinks the opposite because they will actually look at the data. Now, we know they have something to gain. They have this allegiance or some kind of like thing they think they're going to get followers or something out of it if they defend. Maybe they got paid. I don't know, man. I would have to get paid to act like that, to destroy all my credibility over one dumb story. You got to pay me a lot of money if I'll even do it. But I'm just saying, what could... the fake following is somehow going to gain you something from people? Hell no, not if it's fake.
No one would have been there like, well...
Oh, but just saying you were sorry. That's what Lillee Jean will do someday. Unless she leaves the internet. She's either going to leave the internet after she does what she does for a while. She's going to realize it's not working. And once she really has it sink in that it's not working, because of all of this, obviously, she's either going to leave the internet outright and never see anyone online again, or she's going to apologize then, and it's going to be too late because the damage has been done. This damage that's been done, which is all these doxing, harassing, and that's not undoable. That's why it's so bad. There is a line drawn in the commentary sand when it comes to those actions. And since they've been done so much, it's not one time you worked with someone who went crazy and decided to do it. We're talking about in every single story, whether it's Katie Joy, whether it's Lillee Jean, whether it's Creepshow commentating, every little function of these last stories in the last few months involve a different person popping up who just happens to start doxing. And the only person that would have benefited from those doxes and that bullshit is, of course, Lillee Jean, the Momager, the Junior, and the Boomer. You got me? Man, you could write a damn Clue novel off of this story. We've already got all the characters made here. We got a Boomer. We've got a Junior. We've got a Momager. We've got a Lillee Jean. I mean, it's all ready for you. Get to writing. You could make a novel that'll sell 1 million copies. New York Times shit.
Well, okay, but we still hate, like, no one would care. No one has strong enough feelings for her either way to have cared. But could Lillee Jean and her mother do that? Could they just do the simple thing that would have made their whole lives a lot easier?
Of course, she says no, and I'm going to fast forward here. I'm only playing parts of it that I think I should commentate on a little bit. I don't want to go through a lot of this video. I'd love to go through the whole damn video because it's excellent, but I'm not going to do that to Creepshow. You're going to have to go watch it. That's why it's on the screen here. But let me skip ahead a little bit to hear what else she says. Because she calls them out for what they are. 116,000 people. When Primink called out Boomy and Boomer Jr., he did it to 3 million people. But he very lightly called them out. This video rips them to shreds. And it's already over 116,000. It's like Christmas. It's like a Christmas Super Chat fundraiser all over again. But we're the beneficiaries. All of us.
And he did this legitimately only because Steve Boom Boom and his co-host asked him to.
I went too far. I need to go back like 30 seconds. Hold up. Yeah. Right about here. Yeah. This is really bad. Listen to what she's about to say. Because I swear to God, I've been saying this since January, but listen to what she says here. It's very awesome.
I have no idea who this guy is. All I know about this guy is that he is a moron who has failed in doxing literally everyone. He's tried to dox like 10 different people.
Hi, I'm one of them. Remember that when they first started to team up and I told them he's a doxer and they said, "You're lying, Unirock." Creepshow agrees with me. Creepshow Art agrees with me. That's awesome in my book.
All and each one he's done wrong, but he pretends to have worked for and with the government, pretends to have a massive IQ, and likes to go around telling people that he has connections with the Iraqi mob, all while dressing like a toddler who is allowed to pick his own outfit for the day. And he sold himself to Lillee Jean and Laura that way.
The term "sold himself" is so appropriate. She's, of course, talking about Junior now. She's already stated that Junior tried to dox her live on the air, tried to look up her phone number to call her, even though she already answered his questions. Said, "No, I don't want to talk to you, don't want to have anything to do with you, goodbye," many times. Tries to find her phone number, tries to find her location, misidentifies her, shares the misidentified docs to get a random stranger harassed like he does every time. Just to make sure you're caught up. Then she goes into specific details about what happened directly after the incident.
He sold himself as this investigative person who can go through and hack all the mainframes, and he's worked for governments, and he's got such a big brain he can do this. He went to them and said, "Hey, look, I have all these connections with the government. I work with the CIA, and I can help you with everything that is happening." And they immediately ate it up. And he did this legitimately only because Steve Boom Boom and his co-host asked him to.
That's right. A video came out yesterday that's been viewed by 115,000 people that takes those people that consider Boom Boom their hero and identifies their hero as a doxer and a person who asks other people to dox. Let that sink in, please. Can we have a moment of silence? Because there were comments underneath my videos. Oh, remember the video where I play a video of them trying to dox me while live? Remember that one? There were comments, he's not trying to dox you. You're lying, Uni. Even though he's recorded doing it, he's not trying to dox you. And now you've got another creator, a big creator, who has examined everything that's went on, been the same thing that happened to me happened to Creepshow here, right? Wrong person identified, that person gets harassed, blah, blah, blah. And she also has the same conclusion that McRae told him to do it, and Lillee Jean and her mom were weighing in to McRae to help him make the decision. All of that is being, explained here just to make sure that all sinks into the minds of those out there that are still supporting the doxer with their donos and their clicks and their views, just to make sure they get that.
It's a stupid tangled web here. I don't know if you feel this, but it's so stupid, the web that these people are weaving, that even me talking about it makes me feel like I'm losing brain cells here. But whatever, let's keep going. So this guy steps in, says he's going to expose everyone who has ever talked about Lillee Jean. He's going to expose her personal information. He is going to use my email to get my phone number to call me. And he's going to specifically expose that it was me who made all the threads about her on Reddit, Locale, and Kiwi Farms.
Which none of these things ever happened, just so you all know. Nothing. Not one of these things ended up happening. The things he promised to do.
Because according to him, he has proof that I did this. Now, when I read that he was going to expose me for doing that, I thought that was funny to me. Because there is no way he could prove that I did that. Because I didn't do that. Because you can't prove.
It's a tactic. You could rewind 2 years to hear what they were trying to say about me then, and the things I were doing were very similar to the things they're claiming you're doing. They had evidence then, even though they could never show it, and they never did show it, just like they said about you. It's a tactic they use to fool stupid people into continuing to support them after they do these horrid things.
Prove I did something that I didn't do. It's simply that easy. But then he went on his stream, and like I said, he didn't prove a damn thing. In fact, he just made himself look like a moron for about an hour straight.
Well, and a doxer and a harasser. Just make sure that's in there. Okay, just making sure.
The one thing that he did say that almost gave me feeling in my soul again was when he said what he thought was my first and last name, Shannon Chandler. Now, fun fact about me, my last name is not Chandler. It has never been Chandler. It never will be Chandler. That is just simply...
She calls herself Shannon all the time. Like, that's her first name, and you could figure that out just by watching her videos. But her last name isn't what they said it was, and they identified the wrong person, which is just horrible. Like, if you're that bad at doing that shit, don't do it. Like, if you can't get it right, why are you doing it? Probably so they can make other people nervous, I guess. But, you know, they don't care about the fallout that the actual person that they identified will get. What kind of fallout? Well, you could just go back and look at all of those Twitter things that were against Katie, right? All the things that happened to Without a Crystal Ball when the same group of people were targeting her due to the boomer telling them to target her. Remember, it is proven to this point that he is the only one in control of a troll army. They brag about it now behind their little locked Twitter accounts because they've been defeated so bad they're locked up behind their paywall. You do have to, donate and pay to be added to the Twitter account so you can see it. I only know this because we've had other people do it and get access. But either way, that's what happens. They identify you. That little mob that they have are the ones that go and then start berating the false identified individual with the normal things people do when they try to dox. Pizzas, swattings, phone calls, finding out where they work, calling their workplace, ironically, which is something all three of these people have been proven to do, these types of things. I don't know what you'd call that. I mean, it's almost like back in December, I sat here and did several videos that called all of those types of behaviors harassment and claimed that that's exactly what was happening and showed the evidence that it was happening back then, because it was happening to not Shannon, so she didn't talk about it then. Got me?
Not my name. It's not even close to my name. But this grown-ass adult man said it with such confidence and conviction that if you didn't know me, you would have thought that was my name. But it's not. You see, his proof of this being my name was this Facebook post on my Instagram stories where you can see my friend tagged me in it. I'm the Shannon in this post, but my other friend is tagged in it as well, and her name is Chandler. So it says Chandler, and then I marked out her last name, and then Shannon. Do you
So that literally is the expert investigation skills here. A click to an Instagram account.
See what I'm getting?
Wow. Can we get a wow there? Can we get a wow in the chat? Wow.
At here. Do you see how this man is an idiot? So this brilliant man, who totally for sure works for the government and isn't a rejected Looney Tunes character, saw this on my Instagram and said, haha, I've got her now. Again,
Rejected Looney Tunes character. I love it.
he did such minimal research that he didn't even check my first post, which at the time did have my full legal name on it, or another post where I
Thank God they didn't, because all they would have done then was just run it through a bunch of places to try to figure out everywhere you've ever lived, anyone you're related to, and just try to harass you. So thank God they suck.
posted my literal ID.
But poor actual person that they identified, though.
Where my first, middle, and last name are there, as well as my address. In fact, I've even talked about my middle name in past videos. It's not a secret. He did such bad research, he couldn't even dox me. However, he read that and thought, wow, Shannon's name must be Shannon Chandler, or Chandler Shannon. To which I thought, damn, that's actually kind of hilarious. So I changed my name on Twitter. I tweeted that it was Shannon Chandler, claiming that was my name, and also...
That's the same kind of thing I would do. I would change my Twitter, I'd hit edit and change that spot right there where you got like 100 characters or whatever to talk about yourself. I would just do that. Hi, I'm, what were they calling me? I'm Chad Lillee, motorboat specialist attorney at law, right? Same thing I did when they tried to say I was Chad Lillee when they were trying to dox me.
Just thought it would be funny to say it was when it wasn't, to make him feel more powerful, even though it wasn't funny to anyone besides myself because virtually nobody knows my full name.
Well, it was funny, though. Hearing about it now, it's hilarious, but still.
And then after I did that, he immediately pulled the see, me doxing Shannon or trying to dox her doesn't actually count as doxing because
same thing he did to me. It's crazy that everything Creepshow Art's saying here is literally a step-by-step description of the same thing that happened to me back then and the same thing that happened to me in December, right? In January. This is a tactic that an actual group of trolls use, and they use it against anybody that they end up bumping up against, right? It's their little way of saying, don't talk about us, don't commentate, don't add your piece, because like those emails and posts that you get before you talk about these stories, after you tell people you're going to do it, that's their desire to be able to stay under the radar. And thus, that's why it's such a great thing that this video, the other videos, Primink's video, has gone viral, and all these videos between them have almost 4 million views. That's why it's so great that it's why I'm celebrating it so much. They did not want this, and they got it, and then they got it so hard that the stars all aligned, right? It's so hard for something to go viral anymore. And the stars aligned, and Primink stepped in, and it went viral, and it's doing... This whole story is now just a meme. These guys now are a meme. Boomer Jr., the Momager, and Lillee Jean are now a meme that exists in the electronic sky, twinkly stars of the internet. It's so dumb.
Because she actually revealed this herself on Twitter, and now everything is fine, lol. Making him officially the world's biggest idiot. Like,
by the way, what do you call it when a group of people do the dumbest stuff ever, eventually getting busted out by the entire internet to millions of people? What do they become after that happens? A meme, yes, but what kind of meme? What kind of thing? Where do they exist on the internet as that kind of meme? They become lolcows. And again, I think I sat a month ago telling you that there would be big YouTubers picking up this story. Did I not? And did I not tell you, too, that back in December that these guys were lolcows and they had become lolcows? Okay, just making sure you want to get your news here first, right? When I do a take on a story, you want to get that news because it's going to get confirmed later. Okay.
he is just the biggest dumbass in the world. But then there was that thing that Primink also talked about where on his stream, he got my public work email and said he was going to run it through some programs he had so he and his watchers could call me and ask me to go on his stream and go over his evidence, despite the fact that he had asked me to do that already on Twitter, and I said no, because why would the fuck I do that? Like, I literally...
Well, they do that because of, you could use the example like when someone we're going to talk about in just a little bit, like when Red's Rhetoric had me go to his channel to talk to him. They want to try to corner you in there and then ask questions in front of their audience that they hope will create an appearance to their audience of some weird thing they're trying to do here, some weird distraction. Unfortunately, it didn't work in that situation, but that's what they were trying to do with you. Get you in there, get to talking to you, and then use these tactics to waste your time, to bully up to you, to the same kind of thing that happened when they were sitting around trying to dox me on that same channel that you're talking about. Yeah.
Literally told you multiple times no, and you're like, I'm gonna call and ask her, but just why? But this Krusty the Clown ass looking bitch then starts sending me emails,
I love it, dude. I love when she comes in with these. It's so good.
obsessively tweeting at me, but while he's doing this, he is begging me to go on his show. He's saying first and
I'm almost done reacting, by the way, just to let you know. We're almost done.
foremost that I am a liar. I am jealous of Lillee because she is so successful and beautiful, which sure.
How in the world do you say you're successful when I put out this video not long ago that shows Lillee Jean, one of her posts, and how it gets its traffic. And if you remember, it gets its traffic in the first 45 minutes to 50 minutes, nothing. It only gets like 1,000 total interactions or likes or whatever it is on Instagram. But then once it hits the 50 to 55 minute mark, it gets 100,000 in under like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or something, because that's when the bots roll in. So you can literally see how much of Lillee Jean's audience actually pays attention or cares or is just random Instagram traffic. And you can see how much of it is coming from. So guess how many? Remember when I looked on live at Lillee Jean's stuff and it was like 115,000, 105,000, 110,000 per video. And it was like, I think 15 or 20,000 per, maybe it was 30,000 per post, right? There is the 100,000 on the videos that's fake traffic, 110,000, whatever, and then the rest of it, that little fluctuating number, is actual Instagram traffic that's not from bots. How do you gain anything from that? Are they telling you they're going to be nice and buy you some of those fake views, fake interactions? Is that what they're going to do here? Is that what it was about? We're going to buy you some fake stuff. You realize the networks just end up deleting that fake stuff eventually, right? Just
okay,
saying.
Let's go with that because I feel like rebutting that is both stupid and a waste of time. He starts insulting my looks, replugging photos of my face, saying,
which is just pathetic, okay? Listen, they want to say that they're not doxers. They want to say that they're not harassing. They want to say that they're good guys and that they're defeating existential threats of the internet. Why do they do this shit? Why try to make fun of her looks and grab her pictures and insult her, but then not even be real about it? You're not even accurately describing her when you talk about her. It's so bad. It's cringy because, you know, one thing about people that call other people ugly a lot, which is what he does and what his friend does, you need to look at the person lobbing that insult. You got me? You need to, because if they're not joking, which they weren't, they need to look in the mirror and then say to themselves, do I have the good looks that enable me to go around bullying people because of their looks? Oh, I definitely don't, so I'm not going to do that. They don't, though. They just go to their channel and act like they're hot stuff and that they're gorgeous or something, right? So I think it's perfectly fine if Creepshow wants to lob, however, whatever insults she wants at these guys after they've done that to her, and I will laugh my ass off through it all.
That I'm ugly, but then at the same time he's doing that, he is sending me emails trying to lick my clit and get me on his show, which he
because he's trying to show off in front of his audience and be this like whatever image he's trying to show to them, and at the same time behind the scenes manipulate you into doing what he wants you to do.
Calls the YouTube Dr. Phil, which, how dare you stand where he stood, you fucking dick. This grown-ass man, this ugly-ass grown-ass man is negging me, then sucking up to me, and I don't know. I don't even think a pickup artist who works in Las Vegas Strip in the 90s, back when pickup art was more aggressive, would be this terrible. But damn.
Good point. And no, they wouldn't. They would have more respect than these guys you're dealing with.
Yeah, he really went for the most terrible, didn't he? Meanwhile,
not saying that the Las Vegas pickup artist of the 90s would have much respect, though. Just make sure I slide that in there. That wasn't my claim.
I am sitting here, barbecue sauce on my titties, wondering what my life's become. Because how the fuck did me talking about a fucking little girl putting on makeup and buying followers, how did that turn into this?
Great point. How did it turn into this? How does somebody commentating somebody like me that was asked to commentate on a certain part of the story, or another YouTuber who notices what's going on and commentates on the story. How does it turn into this? It turns into this when Steve McRae, Lillee Jean's mom, or Junior are involved. Every single time. It's a pattern. It's an observable, real pattern. The same thing that you started to see back in November and December, and the same thing that we saw pop up in the Katie Joy story. And what is the common denominator between all these stories and all these issues? It is that all that type of behavior, it's not going at them. It's not being wielded towards them. Nobody's been trying to dox McRae or any of them. Nobody's been trying to harass them with any. It's all going to the people that would benefit those guys. And to this point, it's been proven. Again, without trying to be too cocky about it, I do have to tell you all that this is something that I was saying back then because the evidence was there to demonstrate it. And this does back up the videos that I put out in December. But what else has happened? Wrong song, Bizzy. Give me something good here, my dude. I need a good one. Other information. That's a good song. I will take that song. Other information has come to the forefront during all of this. Because, you know, what's weird is the people that have always complained towards these guys to expose them, they did have some good points, even though they've experienced some issues in the last few months that I'll say the last month that I won't go into. I won't even go into it the slightest bit to be nice. Okay. But they do have good points, and they do constantly also criticize anyone that's around them. And now I understand why. I completely understand why. It's because if you look at the people around these guys, you start to notice that there are some patterns, there are some other behaviors that are being hidden by them, that are being swept under the rug, that cause a lot of people to ask some questions. And let me go into something I've been talking about on The Rock a lot for a good while. I could bring up the video that I played a week ago when I was telling you about this stream that I was going to do and the video that I'm working on, but I won't go to that video right now. I won't try to, I'll try to get this done quick. But it brings up the question about Red's Rhetoric and Shawn Hufford and Steve and the others around that little group, because they've done so many GoFundMe campaigns and fundraisers that a group of people who donated to them for years, once realizing through them attacking Katie, trying to dox people, that they were funding the wrong people here, they then said to themselves, what about all these GoFundMes now? These don't seem like, we thought we were funding good people, and that's why they were constantly asking for money. But now thinking about it, a lot of these things didn't make sense. And in the same way that people have gone back and looked at the non sequitur story to come to a different conclusion at the end of it, people have gone back and now learned about a constant GoFundMe scam that operates like some type of weird money laundering pyramid scheme that has, constantly been repeated even up until the last few days. Let me show you what I mean really quick before we head to the Rock a Lot channel. Oh my God. Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. Did all this just come into the current live stream room? Hold up. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. I just got to scan it. I didn't get to scan any of this before the show. Oh, baby. Okay, there's some interesting things happening on Twitter right now behind some locked accounts. And someone's been kind enough to dump all of it so that it's not locked anymore. We're going to take a look at it after we talk about this. Also, can I get a mod to drop the link to the Rock-A-Lot channel every 5 or 10 minutes. Because I know there are some people that like our live streams from Unirock 2 that aren't subbed over at Rock-A-Lot for the after show and the prep show and other types of random streams. So do that for me if you will, guys. Leroy. Interesting. I agree, my friend. I agree. So I've been given, okay, let me start it like this, because this is, what's with the slow jazz, my dude? Can I get some music that's not slow jazz? You don't have to curse me out while you're playing the next song, my dude. I just needed non-slow jazz for a moment. Not all of us need slow jazz constantly. Now, for those of you that didn't get to see a video that I did on the Rock-A-Lot channel very soon after making the Rock-A-Lot channel, I did a video that showed you this. This is a spreadsheet, and it contains GoFundMe campaigns that were targeted to the flat earth debunkery crowd or audience. And it was very much done in a very deceptive way. I'm going to try to explain the reason why this matters. Some of you are going to be like, well, it's old news. It's not. The different people that are listed here didn't just run these campaigns, okay? These campaigns that have gone back maybe to the last couple of years, some of them as fresh as a couple months ago or a month ago, after we noticed this and started to ask them questions and criticize them. Now remember, it wasn't me. There were donators who had been funding these guys for a long time who asked them these questions, who actually reached out to Rhetoric and Shawn Hufford and others who they had paid money for emergency funding or funding toward a fundraiser. They started to ask questions once they noticed some things, and they were ignored or blocked or banned or ganged up on. They all went around and started talking about it, and after an amount of time, they built some spreadsheets. They built some graphs. They built things like this, which shows the percentage of money for each person and how they raised it and what they raised. So this says raised. Now, I'm not telling you that this graph is perfect or even representative of current research, because this was done a month or so ago. Here's an example from a month and a half ago of what they discovered. You've got, and now so there's a couple people on the early graph that were just put there because the money had something to do with McRae, okay? And Reds and Shawn. So it's not a bad thing because Radical or Off the Hook or the Geek Room is on here. We can just go ahead and throw them off the graph. Because what I want you to see is that you've got like Shawn Hufford, 21.9%, Rhetoric, 2.9%, Steve McRae, 15.6%, Ansgar, 7.4%, A Marvel Girl, 17.3%. Did I just say her name? Did I just say it? I don't know if I said it. 17.3%. Now, it's an old graph, but I just want you to see what they were doing. They were going and looking at money that them and their friends, being viewers and members of the community, had given to these guys, and then asking themselves, who has had constant emergencies? Who has had constant funding? Are these people telling us other lies? Are they telling us the truth? What are we now knowing about them? And it led to some really messed up things. Let me explain. I will do an edited video on this that will be concise and to the point, okay? But if you're a member of the flat earth debunking community at all throughout this, like if you were Bob the Science Guy or Blue Marble or Team or Fight the Flat Earth, you should be interested in this. You should be vocal about this, and you should be criticizing this. In my opinion, I'm not calling you out. I'm not putting you down. Give me a reconnect. Give me a reconnect. Give me a reconnect. Give me a reconnect. Shut up, Bizzy. I'm the one asking for the reconnect. Give me a reconnect. Oh, we reconnected? Oh, shit. Did it stay in the same stream? Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It stayed in the same stream? Well, that's weird. Sorry, guys. I had a big stream hiccup. So I was sitting here chanting and clapping. Like a seal. Give me a reconnect. Give me a reconnect. I think we lost Streamlabs, though. We are probably... We're back! Aussie Trisha, we're back. Drunken Bullet, Ricochet Tin Man, Jimmy, we're back. Michelle, Cammy, Unirach, okay. Sorry about that. It happens when you're doing a live show. You shut up, ding dong. Back to what we were talking about. What was I talking about? So here's the information that we have. We've got an updated graph. We've got an updated spreadsheet. Here is my general criticism. Now, before I had the stream hiccup, I had talked about, let me just turn off Streamlabs stuff because it's not working, so. Okay, we're good. I wasn't calling out those guys. I think those guys should start calling out the scammers in their community. They don't have to do it on their channel. Maybe they should go to like Red's channel or Shawn Hufford's channel, present them with this information that is sourceable. It's fact checkable. It is real. They don't even argue that it's real. Reds went live the day after that I did a stream on Rock-A-Lot and talked about this. That got thousands of views. And he did another GoFundMe campaign. Not even caring. Laughing about it and acting like it's no big deal. Why? Because Red's Rhetoric treats his audience as a pocketbook. There's, like, we've looked into Red's channel history a little bit. He has made thousands of dollars off some of his rocket launches while having the audience fund every dime of everything he needs from any part of his show. So what, right? Your audience funds it. Who cares? Okay, good. But then allows for some other people to go on his show and take thousands to host a show. We're having a hosting show from our buddies, AT Pro Doxins and Shawn. And they go in and raise thousands of dollars that they get to keep until it was stolen from their bank account, which was a complete fucking lie. We all know it. But not one of the people that actually hang out around these guys said a word about it. Not even me when it happened, because I didn't know. Right? They are constantly putting out, just like Steve, that they are unbiased. They are fair. They're not, they don't run around and do these fucked up things in the background. They're not ripping off their community. They're good people. Yet, they are literally treating their audience as a bank account, and not by making them content, because no one would complain. They are doing it by constant repeating fundraisers over and over and over, like these. But this is an old list, so let's go to the new list. Doesn't this list look a little bigger? Doesn't this list look a little bigger? Like, let's go ahead and slide down here to the amount of money first. Then we'll talk about all the other parts of this list. So, what we've got right here is Shawn Hufford, AT2 Pro Doxins, Red's Rhetoric, Steve McRae, all helping each other, advertise each other, along with Dead Kennedys in Space, along with Dick Dawson, A Marvel Girl, this core little group that popped up mysteriously to start providing you content deserving of $70,000 collected and 134,311 requested in a short amount of time, in my opinion. Normally on YouTube, people do fundraisers or campaigns, but those people will, be upfront about what they're using the money for. They don't do several campaigns in a row claiming that they're going to move to another state to get a job, but never end up going. In fact, they end up using the money to do something the opposite of, never getting the job, which by advertising the job inclined more people to donate, thinking they'll never run a GoFundMe campaign again because he's going to have a job now. Yet, never going to get the job. And then the icing on the shit cake is that Cy Strikeling then does a fundraiser that she needs to help with her new apartment because she's getting kicked out of her old apartment where Shawn Hufford lives with her to take thousands more. 2,300 or something is what she's asking for there. This just happened. So the point is, they'll go out and get mad at YouTubers, right? Reds or Steve, they want to go get mad at anyone. They'll attack anybody that has a differing opinion than them, even though they say they promote debates and all this. I could go into criticism there, but I won't. But they will attack other YouTubers for providing content and having a Patreon or doing live streams. And yet, when you look into what they are publicly doing to the community that they're in, the community that they protect with lies, that they protect by attacking other YouTubers, a community that they try to lock tight. Well, let me give you an example of that behavior really quick. Remember when Fight the Flat Earth was getting attacked by none other than AT2 Pro Doxing, right? And AT came, and my interaction with him was him asking me to expose Fight. And I stood up against him and did a couple live streams where I didn't expose Fight. I exposed AT2 Pro Doxing for stirring up the community, attacking Fight the Flat Earth. Well, do you remember what that was about? I do, and I know a lot of you do, but for those of you that don't, that was over Fight the Flat Earth helping a lady get GoFundMe money. So essentially, my opinion now, after looking into the behavior in their GoFundMe campaigns and what they've done, my opinion here is that they got jealous that Fight the Flat Earth was getting in on their GoFundMe stuff and funneling money to people that they didn't approve of. Now, who got mad at me for my video calling out AT2 Productions? Do you remember who came to me and yelled and screamed at me while I was live on DLive and flipped out in my Discord server and went live and complained about me? And we ended up making up afterwards, but do you remember who it was? None other than Shawn Hufford. So me calling out AT2 Productions for what he was doing attacking Fight the Flat Earth, which shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't be calling him out. He shouldn't be attacking him. He didn't have any criticisms. It was all over Fight being a nice guy and trying to raise money for a lady that was in a car crash. But why would Shawn come to me and then pressure me to redo my video, flipping out about how I did my video, and throw such a big temper tantrum? Because AT2, Look-a-Pig, and Shawn and Steven Reds have a dirty secret they're protecting from their community. The flat earth debunking / atheist discussion debating / community that they inserted themselves in. They have asked them, and what happens when Cy Strikeling does a show asks for money? She tries to not connect it to Shawn. She won't even bring up Shawn's name, even though Shawn's going to be living in this new place that they are buying with the money, supposedly the money that they're getting from running the campaign. Even though Shawn just 3 weeks before did a GoFundMe for himself that targeted the same community for money that went on for months, by the way. Every 3 or 4 weeks, he would do another fundraiser to raise money for this thing, right? And it was done where? Between Steve's channel, Red's channel, Cy Strikeling's channel, every one of these guys that are connected tries to buddy up to other YouTubers that are making fun of flatties, that are doing anything that's related to their community, that has success, that has views, that has a following. They try to buddy up to them, get to know them, go on their channels, constantly trying to tell them, hey, I need to come over, I need to talk, I need to be there, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need you to help me with this. Then they try to get at that YouTuber's following, like with Team, like with Fight, like with me, like with many others. And once they do get people from those followings to subscribe to them, they share the wealth. They spread the wealth. They target you with a sob story. They target you with something they need money for. Then they run the campaign. Then they don't, and in 50 to 70% of these campaigns, they don't do what they say they're going to do with the money. Then, though, some emergency happens. They lost all the money from the bank account. Well, we did fund the money we needed, but now we need more for this problem we just had 3 weeks later, but it's done on another channel. So a lot of the people that donated to that one from that channel don't necessarily know about this new one on the other channel. Maybe some people do, but it's not a big thing that's talked about. Another big issue, a lot of these guys don't have jobs. Well, a couple of them claim to have jobs, and they've acted like they have careers and that they're well off, and they try to share that they're well off and they're doing great until ex-girlfriends and other people pop up to call them out and prove that they actually are not well off, that they actually have minimum wage jobs. Because why would that change the story? Well, it could explain why somebody who is struggling to get by, like most other people, would want to run these campaigns. These campaigns then make a lot of sense, because you'd say, well, and here's another exercise that I did the other day in Discord when I was talking to people that I want to illustrate to you right now very quickly. If I can get this damn thing to load. Oh, I can. Let's put 6 people on this board. So let's do this, and let's do this. Okay. We've got Bob the Science Guy. We've got Sci-Man Dan. We've got Conspiracy Cats. Okay? Then we've got Steve McRae. We've got Shawn Hufford. And we've got Red's Rhetoric. Now, let's compare these guys. Let's ask ourselves, what do these groups of people have in common? And then let's try to figure out which behaviors are coming from these different groups of people that would explain why we have constant like every 3 weeks to 4 weeks. You can go look and see that one of them has done a GoFundMe or a fundraiser or some money-raising campaign for another one of them. And I haven't even mentioned one of the biggest, strangest functions of this thing. But before we get to any of that, let's talk about this really quick, and then we will get over to the Rock-A-Lot channel. We just got a report. We just got a report. Give me a sound effect because we got a news report.
Expose me, Boomer. Expose me, Boomer. Expose me, Boomer.
That was a good sound effect, Bizzy, but I wanted something like a woo, woo, you know, like an alarm. You don't have an alarm. I just downloaded one the other day. I just loaded it into the soundboard and I put it there on that button. Thank you, though. I do like, and never mind. I think that one will actually work.
Expose me, Boomer.
All right. We just had a news report come across our desk that the scuttlebutt, or the rumor, is that Sci-Man Dan blocked Red's Rhetoric due to the fundraisers. I hope so, Sci-Man, because even though people out in the community will talk bad about me, Unirock, none of them will try to actually challenge any of the evidence I put up, any of the talking points that I hit. They won't rebut anything that I say or do in my videos. All they'll do is either make fun of me, insult me, you know, lie about me, or cause a big ruckus and drama. Now, at the same time, they say that I'm unintelligent, that I'm silly, that I smell funny. I don't. Bizzy does. You smell like bread, my dude. If you took a shower once in a while, you wouldn't smell like bread, but you do smell like bread, so stop arguing with me. But I am not those things. I am actually preparing investigations, massive amounts of content, because I don't care who it is. You could have this group. Now, before we get into this group, you could have this row of people be the ones that are scamming the community, or in some alternate universe, you could have this row of people be the ones that are scamming the community. It wouldn't matter. I would call out whatever group is scamming the community, okay? I'm doing this because unlike most of the other creators out there who are doing this just for money and just for, you know, to get some subscribers, I'm not saying any of the people on the top row, by the way, or any of these things. I do care about the community just like I believe that Bob does, that Sci-Man Dan does, and Conspiracy. Why is that SL? Sci-Man Dan. Isn't that supposed to... Why did I put an L, my bro? Like... What the hell happened? It's Sci-Man Dan, bro. Sci-Man Dan and Conspiracy Cats. Okay. It wouldn't matter who's doing the fuckery. I'm going to call them out. And because that's what these ding-dongs say they're doing to people like Katie, to people like Creepshow, to people like me. Even though they have no logic. They have no evidence. Let me show you some of the evidence I have against these fools. So here's what we got. We've got Bob the Science Guy up here, Simon Dan right here, Conspiracy Cats right here, Red's Rhetoric right here, Shawn Hufford right here, and Steve McRae right here. Now, all of these people claim to be doing the same thing. They are debating things like philosophy, religion. They are discussing, things like philosophy and religion, exposing ding-dongery like flat earthiness and other general conspiracy stupidness. They are making what they consider to be content to give to a community, and regardless of what these ding-dongs will say, they all are targeting the same community of people. Due to the niche kind of science plus, right? Science, education plus content mixed with the silliness of the flat earth and the debunking that happens, all of these people are targeting the same big group. And if you do go to a Simon Dan stream, you could see people that watch any of these other people there, and the same thing could happen with any of the others. Now that I've made that extremely logical and relevant point, see McRae and Reds, this is how you do it, right? You make logical, relevant points that all lead to a point that you're trying to make to drive home the reason for having your streamer content. You don't just get up there and whine and cry and complain and then ask for some cash every 2.6 cycles of the moon, which is actually, that's too much. It's every 0.75 cycles of the moon. Either way, what do all of them have in common? Everybody here on the top row makes highly produced, edited content. Everybody up here on the top row doesn't do constant GoFundMe campaigns targeted at their community, which is shared between all of them. Everybody up here on the front row do not attack other people in the community and try to do things to unite the community to the greatest amount of people possible. What about the bottom row? All of the people on the bottom row do GoFundMe campaigns and or share only their friends' GoFundMe campaigns between them after buddying up to people like these guys and other creators that fit the descriptor of these guys. All of these guys systematically attack other YouTubers and blindly defend their friends. All of these guys will... what was the other one? What was the other one on the top? What was the other one on the top? The second one. No, the third one. All of them also do not, I thank you, Bizzy, make content. They just sit in live stream and without any prep work whatsoever. Also, they like to delete streams while saying that any other YouTuber that may take down 1 or 2 videos is horrible for doing it. Also, they like to turn off comment sections. They highly defend themselves by blocking, turning off the like-dislike ratio and comments and or comment sections, or downright getting rid of entire live streams where they ask for money or advertise only their friends' money. And a new function of the bottom row, after I called these guys out on the Rock-A-Lot channel, all of them started to make these little comments while they were live where they acted like they cared about not taking money from their audience, where they were well off. None of these guys have good jobs or have the major accomplishments that they have advertised to you that make them qualified for what they do, and all of them fit the same descriptor as people that leech off of others and sit around whining and crying all the time. And also, one of them, who I won't mention the specific one, 2 of them do not have a job, and I don't care if they do or not. I don't right now. This is my job. But anyway, 2 of them do not have a job and consider YouTube their job. One of them claims to have a job, but puts out the appearance as if he's well off, and then he's got a bunch of money, and that it doesn't matter if you fund him or if you donate money to him, because he makes enough money to get by. But that's a complete lie. He's broker than a joker. So the main thing that's different between all of them are 2 things, though. The top row makes edited content and does highly planned, highly constructed live streams for their audience. The same community that's shared between all of them. The bottom row do not make content. The top row does not do GoFundMe, constant crowdfunding, constant money campaigns for the benefit of either themselves or their friend. But the bottom row all do, and they all keep the money in a tight little knit circle. If they were doing any kind of charity, it wouldn't be for them or their friends. That is exceptionally selfish. If they were doing any kind of good thing with this stuff, they would have eventually helped other people in a way that wasn't just targeted at themselves. And the few times that they have advertised another person's GoFundMe that wasn't one of them, which has only been once or twice that we can find, they did it for highly selfish reasons, but that's not what we'll go into. One other thing that these guys on the bottom row have in common, Rhetoric, Steve McRae, and Shawn Hufford, is that, like I said, when they do their GoFundMe campaigns, before I did my video on Rock-A-Lot, you could go look at their old GoFundMe campaigns that are up and see that, like when Reds did one, Steve McRae came in with a $400. Then when Shawn would do one, AT2 Pro Doxing came in with a $400 donation to him just a month and a half after taking $1,000 from the community. Even though he needed money from the community, he had $400 to give to Shawn Hufford's GoFundMe, right? Then whenever one of them does a campaign, it's kicked off. It is started when one of their friends comes in and drops a large amount. And this has led every logical person out there to only conclude the most logical thing you could conclude from this, that they keep a little bit of money from their campaign. And when the next guy goes, they go and drop the money there. It's a way to shuffle that money around. It's a way to where all of them get to make something out of the advertising and the benefit of going around and doing this. So what are the most egregious GoFundMe campaigns that have happened, and why did people start to look at this? They started to look at this when they noticed that Shawn Hufford had done so many GoFundMe campaigns over a period of just a few years. And every time he would do one, it was be given with the air that he was going to fix his life, get a job, be okay, have a place to live, and wouldn't like the one where he was going to go to Rhetoric, get a job at Rhetoric that Reds had gotten for him, and that he needed like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 to do it. And he got what he wanted. He got what he asked for. But then, after it was all stolen from his bank account by some mysterious force that has the access to steal it from his bank account, him and his new girlfriend, Cy Strikeling, needed to do another GoFundMe campaign 3 weeks later. Or no, it was only a week later. You know, we'll look and I'll put it out in my video. But another campaign happened like very shortly after, where he got thousands of more to replace the money that were stolen out of his account, when we all know the money didn't get stolen out of his damn account. And this all happened. Why? Because the person who stole the money, according to them, which was all said on Cy Strikeling's channel, just happened to be the person that Shawn Hufford used to live with before leaving the residence to meet with Cy Strikeling's daughter after Cy Strikeling passed away. Somebody who is like, I don't know how much younger, a lot younger than him though, and live with her and start to live with her. And does anyone care? As I said on the Rock-A-Lot channel, no. Be happy, be in love, do your thing. We ain't gonna hate on you for that. But when either Cy Strikeling or Shawn are doing other campaigns constantly as time goes on, like the one that Cy Strikeling did, let me grab it really quick. Only a week or two or three ago, something like that. It might be in the general room. I don't have it in the, I don't have it over here. Anyway, you could find it still on GoFundMe, where she's raised either $1,000 or $2,000 or $900 or something right now. She's advertising a GoFundMe campaign. And as I said earlier, is it for her benefit? Is it going to, is there a good reason to have this GoFundMe campaign? No, they're saying that they've been fighting with their landlord for a couple months because they didn't pay the rent, obviously, and the landlord wants his money or they're going to kick him out. And now that they've fought with the landlord for a couple months and he's not putting up with any more fighting with the landlord, they need to move out and need you to fund it. And guess who's living in the house? That's right, Shawn Hufford. So my point isn't to put Shawn down. I liked Shawn Hufford. I did. I got along with Shawn, and I would have made content with Shawn even up to now if all this craziness wouldn't have happened. But like I said, they have to defend each other even when it's illogical, without evidence or without logic, and they have to go around trolling and attempting to do these doxings like you saw with AT2 Pro Doxins. Wasn't that another thing that really does matter here? Live on the air when AT2 says that he has doxed me and knows where I live and threatens me and my family, Shawn and the rest of them, none of them called him out for it. Steve helped him by narrowing down my age. This factors into this story. This is a reason why when someone like AT2 Pro Doxins does those kind of threats, which he's done to many people, he's been going around threatening to dox many people, not just me, harassing people for a long time in the way that he harassed Fight the Flat Earth. Anyway, though, these guys protect AT2 Pro Doxins. Why do I think they protect him, even though it could make them look really bad to the community for protecting a guy that threatened another member of the community with his location? Because AT2 Pro Doxins knows all about their GoFundMe secrets. And if they were to criticize AT2 for what he said about me, AT2 might get mad and step up and start talking about some of the GoFundMe campaigns these guys have had. Like a different GoFundMe campaign where Red's Rhetoric got some kind of car wreck where he hit a pig on the road, got his car funded through the community, put out pictures to get more money from Steve's channel, but the pictures of the car on Steve's channel didn't match the pictures that were shown on Red's channel. I don't know whatever happened with that. I'll have to talk to the people doing this research, but these are all the weird things that keep getting brought up by these guys that I put out on the Rock-A-Lot channel to try to not really stir the community after the last big drama that happened, while still trying to warn the community that when Cy Strikeling, AT2 Pro Doxins, Steve McRae, Red's Rhetoric, A Marvel Girl, did I get all of them? If they ask for money, don't give it to them. You're going to say why? Why can't we give it to them? You can, if you want to. I'm telling you, though, that there are so many creators out there. And no, I don't mean me, because I don't make that kind of content anymore, so I'm not talking about myself. But there are so many good creators out there like Blue Marble Science, Bob the Science Guy, and I could name so many more. Brainy Beaver even. Hell, I would even name Fight the Flat Earth and Team Skeptic right now if they didn't spend their time talking shit about me all the time, but eventually they'll get over it, I think, and stop doing it. Either way, though, here are some of the very logical, very well thought out reasons why you as a community need to call this out instead of supporting it, because you aren't saying anything. And yes, even up till the day after I called them out, Red's Rhetoric did a GoFundMe. Cy Strikeling did another GoFundMe that involves Shawn Hufford. AT2 Pro Doxins has been asking for money. All of them have continued the behavior, even when their own donators went to them to get answers and were given nothing. They threw it in their face. It's why Reds did the next GoFundMe. He did it to show everybody, if you guys, which consisted of his donators, are going to criticize me for getting so much money from you and asking for so much money from you, all I'm going to do is go live and ask for more money. And that's exactly what Reds, Shawn, Steve, and the others, did. So, what are the reasons why this doesn't just affect these ding-dongs on the bottom row and their friends? It actually affects the entirety of the YouTube community where you would exist in any place that is similar to what they do. I'll explain right now. Somebody just asked me if I'm still friends with Fight and Team. I have nothing against Fight the Flat Earth and Team Skeptic. I think they are being used by Steve, Reds, and the others to do the same thing that Steve and Reds and the others are doing to me, Simon Dan, Katz, every other good creator out there. Dick Dawson's also on their side, and the Shills are on their side too with Dead Kennedys in Space. They're all this little group together. They buddy up to creators that are actually putting out content, that actually do live streams to a point, that actually try to do something in the community. They buddy up to those creators to try to get shout outs, to try to get in front of their audience so they can kind of skip all the work of doing the content themselves and then run these GoFundMes to do pity party money sucking from the group of people watching Fight the Flat Earth and Team Skeptic. And Team and Fight, in my opinion, their channels would grow because the community, even if they're not highly vocal about this, ever since we started talking about this, the community knows. It's gone all across the community. Many people have talked about it. A lot of the, I'd say 80 to 90% of the community now knows about this and agrees with all the criticisms that the donators have after putting together these papers and worksheets that we're going to break down a little more before I go to the Rock-A-Lot channel. And I think Fight and Team and all the people that are around Fight and Team that do content would stand to benefit from getting Dead Kennedys in Space, Shawn Hufford, Red's Rhetoric, Steve McRae, Dick Dawson, and the rest of the Go Fund Steve and Red's squad fam out of their community, because I promise you all, you could hate me until the cows come home. You all can say that I'm a big drama starter and that I'm the biggest dick that ever existed, but I am right about this. It is provable. You guys are the ones, like me, who like to operate off of evidence and logic. The evidence and logic is not on Red's Rhetoric's side on this. It's why he has shut up his door and laid low ever since I called him out instead of firing back. Remember, he's the big tough guy. Why is he so scared of Unirock? Did you know that after I did my video, all of them got together in a meeting and decided that they weren't going to mention me anymore, and then went around and told the other creators that they're good with that to not mention me anymore, because they wanted to try to not let their community think about searching me and seeing these videos I've done on the Rock-A-Lot that show this information. This sheet, one more thing, and we'll go into it, does show their GoFundMe fundraisers and other things they've done. And when you pick some of them and look into them, like with the ones I've already mentioned, they all have these problems. They don't show receipts. They don't show what they raised the money for. They are raising money for their friends, right? They definitely get a donation the next time they do a campaign from one of their friends that just got money, and they keep it in their little squad. They like to sap the money away from those creators and spread it around with those few people. This is the explanation behind why creators blindly defend the doxings, the harassment, the attacks against Katie Joy, and the other illogical, insane things that have been going on. There are creators out there that have not stood up to disavow McRae for doing this for a year. There are creators that won't disavow the others, like Shawn, who has done 20 GoFundMes in the last 4 months. That was an exaggeration, but it's very, very close to being non-exaggeration. The other creators won't stand up and criticize because of this. This is why. This is why they blindly defend each other. You know, of course, if you when I went to Reds that day, after I'd criticized Steve, I expected Reds to be on my side after I told him what happened. He listened to everything I had to say. He knew where to get the evidence, and yet didn't care and has still defended Steve up to now. I don't care if you're still his friend after you criticize the man for what he's done. If you don't criticize him, you're not his friend. Because that's why he continues to do the stuff that's destroyed the community and has destroyed his channel. And you're just going to let it keep happening, which is your thing. Get it. If you think you're invincible, please keep trying. But my point is, the other creators that may not think they're invincible, there will come a time when you're either going to have to stand up and voice your opinion on this, or the community is going to look at you and say, what the fuck? You're either going to have to just... why would it matter? I thought it was all about calling out people that act dumb, right? A few other points I want to make before I get into the breakdown, because I'm starting to slide into the breakdown, and I'm trying to go fast and get to Rock-A-Lot. Why does the community that I've mentioned call out flat earthers? They call them out because they are busy. I'm going to smack you. They call out the flat earthers because they are spreading misinformation, because they are convincing other people of misinformation. What they do is harmful. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's ding-dongery, and it sucks. And it's not real. The flat earth is not real. All of these things that I have just named, let's group them up into a square. They are far less than lying to a community to take a shit ton of money. Let me say this again for anyone that doesn't get what I'm saying. All of the reasons that anyone close to doing similar things to Red's Rhetoric and others, the reasons you call out flat earthers are things that don't really matter. They're just a religious belief that these people have. Of course you're going to call them out, but is it worse to have a crazy religious belief or to lie to a big group of people, attack a big group of people, dox, harass, and do all these other things so that you can collect a bunch of money through constant GoFundMes and crowdsourced campaigns? Which is worse? Fraud? Lies based around taking money from people? Or having a religious belief that the earth is flat? Now, I do know that some flat earthers also embody some of the things that Reds in them do, and I get that. But we're not talking about those flat earthers in this. Although I would like to talk about those flat earthers now that I've made this point, right? What is, now that you've realized that the criticism towards flatties and the things that Reds and Steve and his buddies are doing are not good. Let me draw them. So here's the flat earthers box of BS that doesn't have anything to do with the money that they take here and there. This is just their belief system. And here is, on a scale of which is worse, Reds and them doing this is much worse, right? Let's do it the other way. Flatty BS, Reds and his buddies lying, bullshitting, and doing constant GoFundMe campaigns every 3 weeks to a month for years. Which is worse? Reds and his buddies, provably, logically, you could say that the real people that you should be clowning on are them. They're doing something scummy. They're doing something fraudulent. They're doing something disgusting. They barely do any real content just to sit around and attack other YouTubers that do real content so they can sap their following, as many as they can, even if it's only 1 or 2 of them, because they just want a couple donations. And when they don't get the amount of donations they want, every few weeks, one of them is asking for a bunch of money. This is worse than flat earth belief. Conning people, taking their money, bullshitting them like this is worse than flat earth belief. How does Red's Rhetoric keep calling out JM Truth and other flatties when he is provably worse than the flatties? Is my point. And I mean it, guys. I don't hate your community. I'm the one dude who doesn't give a shit enough about how many people get mad at me, how many people, want to hate me after this. I'm the one dude that thinks that calling out this cancer is better than just keeping my mouth shut and letting it fester. No insult toward other people. You see, I do laugh at flatties for the dumb things they do. I also laugh at people that think they're clones. I also laugh at people that do red pill to pay the bill kind of stuff like April LaJune, who I will bring up in a little bit. I laugh at people and make fun of people that do these dumb things online. Red's Rhetoric is doing these dumb things online worse than a lot of the people that I laugh at. Shawn Hufford is the worst one out of all of them. Let me show you what I mean finally before I go to the Rock-A-Lot channel. Okay, so we've got Reds, 4th of April of 18, GoFundMe. To pay a car gap, blah, blah, blah. We've got Shawn Hufford, space launch hotel room. Shawn shows 1 day of his PayPal account created on May 5th. Bullet. Oh, by the way, you know that remember when I told you that after I put the video out on the Rock-A-Lot channel, Red's Rhetoric did a GoFundMe like fundraiser on his channel that next day for a camera part? Remember, you take a wild guess at whose PayPal account got the money. Was it Red's PayPal account that got the money from the fundraiser? It was Shawn Hufford's PayPal account that collected the money, not Red's. You will find these lies like that one are prevalent throughout all of their GoFundMes and money collecting campaigns. Let me continue for a minute. So, we've got Shawn Hufford stream reschedule of SpaceX launch hotel room. Shawn shares one day of his PayPal account created. Shawn Hufford for the purchase of a Valkyrie Voyager 4 drone. We've got Shawn Hufford. Shawn lost his job. Money raised in removed stream. Mention of the hidden stream and additional call for money. We've got Steve McRae. Legal fund for suing Kyle. That's right. Steve McRae is also a GoFundMe crowdsourced criminal. And he's a really bad one, by the way, because all of the people on his Patreon account shouldn't be there. They should have never left Kyle or the non sequitur account to go to Steve. Steve lied to them to get their money. But that's a different story that you'll find in the Truth of Non Sequitur when I upload it. I'm working on it right now. Okay. Then we've got Shawn Hufford moving to Florida. Payout. Oh, shit on a turtle. Moving to Florida. Shawn Hufford lost his job. Money raised in the removed stream. Mention of the hidden stream and additional call for money. Shawn Hufford moving to Florida. Payout lease 6 more months. Job with Reds and Reds boss. He did a stream that Reds will advertise because that's how they do it, because Reds is getting some of this money, in my opinion. That's why Reds helps him. It's why Reds is willing to risk his channel and his reputation in order to advertise these bullshit constant GoFundMes, is because he's getting paid. And he's not a plumber. He's not well off. He works minimum wage and lies to you about the amount of money he makes. Fact. Shawn Hufford moving to Florida, blah, 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 blah. Then we've got Shawn Hufford raised money to cover moving to his girlfriend's place. Wait, Shawn, how did you move to your girlfriend's place when the entire community paid all these thousands of dollars to move you to Florida to get a job? Oh, wait, you didn't go to Florida or get the job, but you still kept the money. That is what happens if you look into any of these, like AT2 Productions, who is trying to raise money to help veterans. Right before AT2 Productions tries to raise money to help homeless veterans, the dude was a homeless dude trying to get money from you guys and raised a lot of money through constant GoFundMe campaigns. How does he run a nonprofit business when he can't take care of himself and the community's been paying his bills? Because it's a lie. He wants you to think he's some kind of humanitarian when he's really a con man. If you go look on like Ripoff Report and these other sites, he's listed there ripping people off over a period of time in real life. These are all real life con men who took the easiest thing they could do on the internet and tried to make it look like they were experts when they weren't. Like, did you know that anybody can go graduate from the nuke school that McRae went to? It's not like some giant accomplishment unless you actually stay in the service and get advanced training there. He got basic training there and made everybody think he's some kind of expert. This thing I'm listing that I'm talking about right here is the thing that all of them share in common. Like Red's trying to make you think he's well off by constantly sharing pictures of a nice car or saying that he's got cash and hoes and stuff, when in all reality he's working minimum wage for less than 40 hours a week or whatever the hell it comes out to. Here's one. AT2 Productions raised money to cover the administration cost of setting up a nonprofit charity. How much did he want? Let's look. He needed $20,000 to set up a nonprofit charity, and he legitly raised this money advertising it between these guys' channels from your community to rip off your community, because this is what they think of you. They think that you should give them $10,000, $1,200, $9,000, $2,500, $65, $150, $3,200, $3,099, $10,000, $2,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $3,000, $6,500, $10,000, $5,148, $1,000, $20,000, $10,000, $1,000, $3,000, $424, $1,000, $225 for a grand total of Bizzy. Because you smoke crack all the time, no one can hear you through your weird teeth. So, a grand total of $134,311.00 requested by this group of internet con men who have disguised themselves as flat earth debunkers. It's the same reason why they don't debunk flat earth. They just sit around and do deleted drama streams on Red's channel. Or when they're not doing that, they're on Steve McRae's channel making fun of Katie Joy's disabled son, which I've proven to this point they did that many times. It's in my videos if you want the evidence in December and January. Or how about when they were attacking Creepshow Art? Or how about when they were attacking other... That's all they do. You can't even take the criticism that they had for Katie on Steve's channel and equate it to any kind of real criticism. It wasn't logical criticism. It wasn't good criticism. It was literal harassment. The entire community feels that way. My point? That's their content. They are harassers. That's why AT2 Pro Doxins was threatening to come and mess with me and my family at our home after finding out where I live by doing some kind of weird fake hacking thing on some fake hacker's channel. The clip on this channel, if you want to go back and watch it from a month and a half ago. They do these things because they are scummy pieces of shit. They are bad fucking people. They are liars. They are con men. And they are ripping off the community around good creators. That's the issue. The more they rip off from this community, now, like I said, they may have asked for $134,311, but they only got Bizzy. Again, stop smoking so much crack. They got $70,318.10 from the community, from your community. Let this sink in for a minute. Shawn Hufford and his buddies, Steve Reds, have received AT2 Pro Doxins, Dick Doxing from the Shills, Dead Kennedys in Space, who broke his glasses and then cried and I forgot to tell you about Dead Kennedys in Space, who also advertises his stuff through these guys and advertises their stuff for them. He broke his glasses in a fit of rage when he lost his job for being a triggered liberal a few weeks ago. That literally is the truth. So what did he do? He did a GoFundMe crowdfunded campaign to replace his glasses so that he wouldn't have to work, even though he was receiving like unemployment or something. That's another GoFundMe campaign in here. Anyway, they have raised $70,318.10 that would have went toward actual creators in your community. People out there who are just coming up, people out there that are doing a good job, that might have someone on Patreon helping them get that couple dollars they need to continue making the videos that actually are thought out, that don't involve harassing disabled children or attacking a woman's family because she makes videos about reality television that Steve doesn't like. You got me? Actual creators that do real content. $70,318.10. And this isn't even all of the damn campaigns. We literally found another one before I went live that hasn't been put on the list. They have done so many of these. It's not even funny. I just heard a Marvel girl was about to do another one, so I can't help myself. I'm crazy. I'm just crazy, mean old dumb ding-dongy uni-rock. And if I am ding-dongy dumb old uni-rock, I need to talk about Mrs. Live right now, because she's doing another GoFundMe campaign. I want to complain about a couple of hers real quick. I was warned not to talk about Marvel Girl in a bad way by a couple creators when Marvel was attacking me for a good solid 3 months straight. Why? Because she was one of those people that got angry when Fight the Flat Earth did his GoFundMe campaign for a girl who really did need money that wasn't a member of their group. Thus why Marvel Girl, AT2 Pro Doxins, and the others were attacking Fight to Flat Earth. But she was one of the ones that was trying to get Fight exposed, helping AT2 Pro Doxins attack Fight and talking bad about him constantly on Discord servers like Teams and Fight's Discord. Well, she actually did a video a while back, A Marvel Girl, Can We Talk?, where she promises in this video that she's going to start doing constant YouTube content. She's going to provide you with YouTube content. Then she pulls up the disability check she gets per month, which is like not that much money because she's not that disabled, right? And she says, I need the community to donate to my Patreon. Not because I am a creator, but because I promise you that if you guys donate to my Patreon, Marvel Girl will become a creator. She'll do many videos. She'll work on them every day like a job and put out actual content for you. People went to her Patreon and funded almost $1,000 per month that she did not have, plus sent money through PayPal. So what did she do? Did she become a creator? Did she give the content that she promised from that GoFundMe? Let's check and see. So before she asked for money, she did 1, 2, 3, 4, one video per week in the 7 months ago. Then she did one video every 2 weeks the next month, then asked for the money, where she did 2 videos in that month promising content for you because you donated. She met her goal. Let's see if she met the goal to you that she owed you. 4 months, 4 months, 4 months. She did one video every 10 days, which were just live streamed talks with who? AT2 Pro Doxins. She's good friends with AT2 Pro Doxins. Isn't it weird that AT2 Pro Doxins does constant GoFundMe campaigns, then the person that he buddies up to gets the brilliant idea to do constant GoFundMe campaigns and constant fundraisers? That's weird, isn't it? Like, in my crazy uni-rock head that just like is so weird and crazy, I can't help but imagine that he probably went up to her and said, you know, this idiot community will give you a bunch of money if you just ask them for a bunch of money and give some sob story about why you need it. I do think they had that conversation. And if you've ever talked to either of them off the air when they're not happy, when they're mad about something, you'll definitely agree with me because they got some really foul mouths on them. They really do. They like to They will scream in Discord. Both of them. They'll scream like freaking kids. I've literally experienced it from Marvel Girl myself. Now, we've got her not doing the content she promised, but doing a couple live streams. Then she uploaded someone else's video. A Marvel Girl mirrored Tommy Gronvold update. So she uploaded another person's video instead of making a video for people after doing a crowdfunding campaign, promising everybody that if they donated $1,000 to her Patreon, reoccurring, that she would start the content. She went live and let Jared cry like a baby for a couple minutes, for 9 minutes, actually. 9 minutes, and then uploaded someone else's video. That was an entire month. That's what she gave you for the $1,000 a month. Well, maybe it got up the third month. Maybe that was a fluke. Let's talk arrests in Florida have happy endings. So a live stream where she's just blabbing. Okay. A Marvel Girl mirrors AT2 Productions Veterans in Need. Now that's wait. Kabocha. You can't tell me that a Marvel Girl did that GoFundMe, Patreon campaign to get $1,000 and got the goal met, where she promised to make content, but yet the next month after mirroring someone's video and live streaming, mirrors a GoFundMe campaign for AT2. She got inducted into the GoFund Steve and Red's group. She got GoFunded into their little club. That's what that GoFundMe was. Because you see, Steve, Reds, and the other ding-dongs in their club talked bigger creators into advertising Marvel Girl's fundraiser. They go out and they talk other creators that have a following and do content into advertising things like this. That was what AT2 and Steve and his buddies did for Marvel Girl. And because of that, I think she was obligated. You know, she's got to provide videos for these people. No, Marvel Girl, you were supposed to make original content for them. That's what the $1,000 a month was for, plus the rest of the money you were getting outside of that. But she uploads Jared begging for money. This is the $20,000 one. Check it if you don't believe me. So then she does 1, 2, 3 in that month. One of them being a GoFundMe campaign, and this one, Saturday Chat Fun and Games with Marvel Girl and Friends. You could imagine what that was. It's not content. It is them all just sitting around. Then she mirrored a Conspiracy Cats videos 2 months ago and has done nothing but the same thing since. She doesn't make content, but she took a shit ton of the community's money promising she would, using the fact that she is disabled and needs a YouTube career. And you need to pay for it because she hangs out with Steve McRae, Reds, and AT2 Pro Doxins. In fact, you take any of them people in their core group and just give a glance at what they do, they all just take constant money from you guys. The worst thing, before I get over to the Rock-A-Lot and I shut my mouth, they're the people that have been going around and bullying Fight the Flat Earth. They are the people that go around and talk how bad it is that other content creators make money. Those guys. Well, let's just do ourselves a quick favor. You know, I don't want to short Red's Rhetoric. I don't want to short the guy. The debunker extraordinaire. The man who uses middle school knowledge to debunk idiots on the internet as an expert that deserves thousands of dollars a month from you. He's done about... he does 1, 2, 3, and then a live stream. Okay, so he does maybe 3, 4, 5 videos a month. He films rockets, right? That's cool. Where's all the live streams? Well, you remember him and AT2 Productions were angry at me because I took down a video. The video that Shawn begged me to take down. The one where I called out AT2 for attacking Fight, right? You see where this is going? None of the GoFundMe campaigns are up. So any normal viewer that went around and decided to look and see, hey, these guys are doing a GoFundMe. Let me go see what's up. Let's see what they do with their stuff. They're not going to see the constant GoFundMe campaigns. They're not going to see the constant crowdfunding campaigns. Marvel Girl most likely was supposed to private those videos, but just doesn't know how to because she can't operate a computer. You see, you get what I'm saying? These are the con men that have buddied in to the flat earth debunking community, or maybe they were serious back in the day, but I've heard they've been the same for a very long time. So I'll say this. If any of them were actual content creators back in the day, if any of them were, they aren't now. They're con men. They are just after your money. And it's not good enough. Why did I just show you their channels? Because Reds could just make content if he wants a bunch of money from you. AT2 could just make content if he wants a bunch of money from you. He could put in work like I do, like Psyman, like Cats, like all the creators out there, right? They could just put in actual work and get money through the people that decide to go to Patreon, to PayPal, or that click their videos and the ad revenue that comes. It takes a lot of work to do this shit, though. So what would you do if you were just a scumbag? Would you actually sit and do content every day for 8 to 12 hours a day, sitting in a chair at a computer in an office, doing your thing, creating your stuff to put out for people so that they may decide to watch and stay? Or would you go do everything you want to do in your life? You know, just go around and fucking sleep as long as you want. Go around and hang out and do anything you want. Go and just do everything you like to do. And then jump on the internet every 3 weeks because you got this nice little long con going where you can sap a bunch of money out of a bunch of good people because of some tactics that you and your friends use to disguise the bullshit that you're doing. The only one thing is going to force these guys into actually addressing the real criticisms from these donators. And that is if all of you share it, discuss it, talk about it, and get it out there. If the community stands up and says, we want answers, why didn't you give us a receipt and show us the proof? Why did Shawn continue to be advertised on Steve, Reds, and these other channels after provably ripping off the community 5, 6, 7 different times with his GoFundMe and crowdfunding schemes? Why are you guys protecting Marvel Girl and not allowing people to call her out for the bullshit she's doing, while at the same time she's ripping the community off with constant begging videos, never producing the content she promises in those videos? Why are all of you defending each other blindly and not actually criticizing each other when you deserve it in the same fashion that you would criticize any flat earther? But then again, if it was just flat earthers, nobody would have cared. It was when they started criticizing YouTubers that people started to care. They need to answer for this. Shawn needs to, and Cy Strikeling, yes, you need to never do another GoFundMe campaign. Same for Red, same for Steve. You know, there was this weird, remember when I called out the Leslie Bass fundraiser because it was a lie? It's on this list. You know, back in December when Steve was attacking Katie, he lied and said that Leslie Bass got a strike when she didn't, and took her to his channel, lied saying that she wasn't going to get paid on December 21st because of this, when it would have not even affected December, it would have affected January, and he knew it, and lied and lied and lied to do his Christmas GoFundMe campaign. Do you know what he said when I busted him with my video versus mode part 2? He said, and I quote, "Damn it, he said this live, damn it, I'm never going to be able to do another GoFundMe campaign again." That is what came out of his mouth. At the time, we took it a little weird. But after seeing this, we understand completely what he was saying. It is by them blindly defending each other, attacking anyone that criticizes them, protecting people that go around doxing, protecting the harassers in the community, because those harassers have dirt on them because of this. This is the secret behind Steve and Reds and AT2 and Shawn, along with probably a lot more dirty secrets that prevent them from actually standing up and calling each other out, or just now that they're indebted to each other through this secret. If AT2 says, I'm not going to fucking apologize to Uni, you aren't going to stand up and disavow me now that I've threatened to dox Uni and said I had his location and threatened his family. It makes perfect sense why none of them would, while at the same time trying to say that no one should watch Katie Joy because she's a doxer with no evidence, not say the same thing to AT2 when he has literally done it on a live stream in front of all of them. He's got dirt on them. Now that their dirty secrets are out in the open, who knows what'll happen. If you'd like a copy of this, keep an eye on my Twitter. Here in about a week, I'll put it out when I put out my video, because I'm doing a full expose with all the evidence, with every piece of data, so that you yourself can click on any of the stuff you see and actually look at it and source it yourself, so that you can, know if it's real or not, and look at it. And you can still just go type the GoFundMe campaigns in. Just go type in the videos that are represented and go start searching for these things. Go start with Marvel Girl. Start on her GoFundMes and shit, and follow it to Jared, then follow it to Reds, then follow it to Steve, follow it to Shawn, the GoFundMe master himself. And I'm here to tell you, the more that these guys buddy up to people like Team and Fight, the harder time Team and Fight are going to have in the future, because the community's not stupid. They know this. They know this. The Flatties themselves know this about Steve. And do you remember when I kept saying, why do these guys who are trolling flat earthers constantly troll Steve and Shawn and Reds and them? I don't get it. They do it because Steve and Shawn and Reds are scammers, just like the Flatties. Just like Nathan Thompson knows that the earth isn't flat, like I've proven in my videos. I'm sorry, Nathan Oakley and Thompson. Red's Rhetoric is as bad of a scammer as any one of them. and so is a Marvel girl. Yeah, you, a Marvel girl. You're a scammer. You're a liar. All right. Now, in the same way that I just called out those scumbags, I got one last scumbag to call out before I head to Rock-A-Lot and play some video games and do some more streaming and talk to you a little more and go to the live chat. April LaJune, copyright holder in due course. She changed her name after I called her out about 2 years ago. What she does is a sovereign citizen-esque scam that I have continued to bust in my earlier days of YouTube, where she claims that every American citizen on their social security card has $1 million they can access if they turn in the correct paperwork to the government. The issue? She holds those papers, and they cost $500. When you send her the $500, she'll send you the papers with really clear instructions on how to fill them out and send them in. You get the papers, fill them out, send them in. You don't get no money, so you call her. She says, you must have filled the papers out wrong. I'm mailing you another packet. I'll get on the phone with you and tell you what to do to mail it in, and then you'll get your money. So the people wait. They get a packet around a month later. They get a hold of April. She helps them fill out the new paper, one of her assistants does. Then they mail it off to the government. And by the time that April has gotten them to delay a few times, she has collected anywhere from $30,000 to $200,000 and dips out, leaves the state because the FBI was chasing her last time, or maybe it was the state. I don't remember. But anyway, then she goes and lays low for a while until she's broke and does it again. Why am I bringing this up if I busted her years ago and she fled the state and went and hid? Because she's back just 2 days ago. Confused? I'll help you understand. Wonder what they're confused about? Well, if I gave a shit, I'd click the video and let you hear it for yourselves. But if you want to see it, there it is. Go click it. Let me just tell you my criticism. April has already duped more people into paying an exorbitant amount of money to get her documents. They've sent the documents to them. Those people sent the documents to the government and not got their money. And April is getting harassed by those people that they want their money back or they want their government millions. So April's saying, you're just confused. You don't need a refund. You did your paperwork wrong. Now she's saying they need to get a certain page notarized, send it back in, then they'll get their $1 million from the government. She's just conning them again. We need to start spreading it around. People need to call her out. People need to damn know, because I'm telling you, I know it sounds crazy, but just like Steve McRae and Red's Rhetoric and Marvel Girl and AT2 Pro Doxing and the rest of those scumbags, April LaJune is inciting many people to send her money. She's making a boatload right now off of a bunch of good people. You're going to say, how in the hell does she get a hold of these people? In the same way that Red's Rhetoric does. She's gained subscribers through some type of cheap, easy to produce content, then advertises to those subscribers and gets the money from them. You could just go watch her channel. You'll understand within a few minutes. Thank you for all watching this live stream on Unirock 2. I've been live streaming over on the Rock-A-Lot channel. We had 500 people watching last night. It was a party. If you're ever bored and you want to go to a live stream and chill and talk to some good people and gamble in the chat and have a good time with some, you get rocks for watching the chat. You get these points for watching, and then you can duel people with the points or play poker with or slot machines with the points. You know, it's just a live chat game. If you ever get bored, head on over to the Rock-A-Lot channel. We're going over there right now. Brainy Beaver and Negative Exponents were there last night. We were slaying some fools in Call of Duty, Warzone. So if you want to come hang, head on over. It'll be a fun old time, but my old ass has been getting up early, working on produced videos every day, just like I used to back in the day. I've been uploading them. You haven't been getting that many notifications. Yesterday, you didn't get any because my video was shadow banned because it had to do with the issue. I knew I shouldn't have talked about it, but It did good. It got like 200, 300 views in the first hour or two. Then it went to 2 views an hour after the algorithm got a hold of it. Anyway, though, my other videos that I've been uploading, you might have gotten a notification for because some of them have some good views. But until you start clicking my uploads, you probably won't get a notification. Make sure you click my uploads. Make sure you ring the bell. Best way to support me. You don't have to buy me a camera. It'd be nice. My shitty, look how shitty this camera is. Hey, Reds, you want to send me one of those cameras you extorted out of the community? I could actually use one often for the community instead of like once a year or something like you do. All right, I'm heading over to the Rock a Lot. Thank you for watching. I love Simon Dan, Conspiracy Cats. I love that community as much as I love all the other communities on YouTube because all of them pretty much are full of really good people that just come here for content. Unfortunately, every community has its bad eggs, and we've bumped into them. But it's pretty obvious, isn't it? You look at the ones that are out there that aren't trying to understand others, that aren't trying to discuss things, that are trying to force their opinions, that are trying to harass other people. Surely enough, 8 months of attacking Katie Joy was enough to tell all of us everything we needed to know. But seeing everything else you're seeing, it should show you the big picture. People on the internet, most of the time, are good people. But about half of the people and things you're going to bump into are trying to scam you, and because it's easy. It's the internet. You know, we're just sitting behind a computer here. We don't even have to show our faces. We don't have to do that. You get me? You should judge every creator based on the amount of work they put in their channel. The amount of support you give them, make it based on the amount of work they do. Because you'll get a bunch of creators out there that barely do shit that are going to want hundreds of thousands of dollars from you. And I've literally shown absolute proof of it tonight on this show. I'm out. Over to the Rock a Lot channel. I'll be back streaming here in a day or two. Hopefully tomorrow, because I miss streaming here. I love... Where's my song? I can't find it. I love streaming here. I love Unirock too, but I'm going to only be bringing shows here from now on. Hour or two when I do them, and then the long stuff's going to Rock a Lot. So come on over. I'm starting it up right after this music starts pumping. Sending Rock-a-Lot signal. Sending Rock-a-Lot signal to the Rock-a-Lot channel. Starting the after show. Starting Unirock after show from Unirock 2. Ending signal to Unirock 2. Rock-a-lot channel in full force. Ending signal to Unirock 2. Play some kind of alert signal, Bizzy. Oh my God, I'm coming after you, big guy. Wait right there for me. I'm coming for you. That wasn't an alert. It's really mean of you, Bizzy. Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing here. It's not funny. You're not funny, Bizzy. You want to be fired from the soundboard? Didn't think so.